Hey everyone, today is a nice, cloudy, kind of rainy day. Massachusetts needs the rain. They're about to enter drought conditions pretty soon if they don't get it. It's now 63 degrees.
See if he mentions any beavers here.
Not too humid. I love these rainy, damp, cold days coming into, we're about to hit summertime. It's awesome. We're out on the Massachusetts logging roads and we're about to approach the triangular Great Culvert. It's been about 3 weeks since we've been here. Maybe
can you shake your camera so it looks like you're in the car? Yeah, sure.
We attempted to come here a few times in the spring. There was no blockage the first time. The second time, we were unable to come because the roads were closed for mud season. And then we came about 2 months ago or so. There was barely a blockage, so we didn't even set up camera number 2. There was a pretty decent one almost a month ago, and we're coming back today to see what the beavers could have done. It's starting to rain again, which is kind of nice.
It's bumpy road.
I love everything's turning nice and green. Trees are starting to fill in. Absolutely beautiful.
That's so stupid. I gotta stop.
Rain is starting to pick up. This whole week it's been like this. It rains just gently or even a downpour for 5 or 10 minutes, stops for an hour, does it again and again. I don't know about Massachusetts, but it's definitely doing that in northern New England.
God.
And that's very beneficial. It doesn't flood, it allows time for the forest to absorb it. Look, it already stopped. It's been on and off like that, but not really beneficial. It's not raining enough here. Supposedly this week there was a lot of wildfire smoke. If that's what I'm seeing, it's definitely mixed with rain clouds. It's not low-lying like it was earlier this week. Most of southern New England and a lot of the East Coast was under advisories for the smoke because it was in dangerous conditions. It was so dense, and
open the door.
It's definitely not low-lying anymore, which is a good thing. It is still really bad today in New York, supposedly. Well, not supposedly. I saw it on the news.
Oh, Volps is here.
Today's June 9th. Just checked. Shut the car off.
All right, after this video, we'll go over the winners.
As bad as it was last time, but maybe we got something going on. I can already tell the water level's not that high. Usually beavers are most active during warm summer rainstorms. Look at this, got a beaver.
That means 15
here.
minutes.
Maybe a mixture of fishermen because it looks like a little pad where people are standing. You see the edge where the grass isn't as tall. You can see where the water sometimes gets really deep. Got an active beaver swamp right there.
Of course.
Yeah, we
Bastards.
do got a little something. And they also did some trimming. It's barely anything. Look at that. Not much. But there's a lot more sticks than usual. Usually they use just mainly debris like grass. It's starting to rain, so I'm definitely going to do it, but don't be surprised if in the middle of it the camera shuts down. It is a touchscreen after all, and it's happened a few times in the past. We're not going to set up camera number 2 because there's not going to be that drastic of a change. We'll just do a before and after with the footage I'm getting now. Looking down at the pipe. Yep. Down there, there's a couple more massive beaver lodges. One. That's an uprooted tree, but it looks like one might be built underneath it. 3. And the other side of the road, there's a huge one also. If we turn around and walk over here.
The zoom.
A really big one. I love working on days like this. It's cold, rainy, and smoky to an extent. All those factors keep people away because people are always a pain in the butt when I'm unclogging these. You wouldn't believe it. About a week ago, someone who I call often enough to report neglect and where states aren't taking care of the beaver situations properly from the EPA, they told me that somebody actually tried reporting me saying I'm destroying the environment. What do you think a culvert pipe is for? Like, seriously? You think what I'm doing right now, removing debris so it can pass under the road as intended, is causing environmental damage? You obviously don't know a single thing about this, whoever you are. Let's get on in there. sticks are gonna make this a tougher one. They even put rocks in here today, the beavers. They'll use whatever they can.
Of course they will.
Oh, this is stinky today. Gross. This is a disgusting one.
Still water is so actually disgusting. I hate it.
Nasty. I'm gonna need to take a shower today. This was the second.
You wouldn't take a shower today otherwise? Okay. What the fuck? You shouldn't take a shower every day, TBH. I know. But I do. In fact, I probably shower
Now we got enough current, we can just start letting
way
it
too
pass.
much.
And the beavers can use this as building material down on their other dam. This area is a wildlife sanctuary, so they will not remove them. We just gotta keep doing maintenance with them. It's not a big deal. What do? Come out here like once a month? That's all it takes. But yet they feel the need to bring a big old excavator out here for no reason and cause this damage all the time. Ah, damn beavers and their pricker bushes.
Get gloves and do this faster. He mentioned why he doesn't like to use gloves. He says he can't get a feel for what he's actually grabbing.
Oh, it's raining. I'm gonna be soaked.
At some point, he talked about it in his video.
Would not be surprised if that camera shuts off because of this. It's waterproof, but it got a touchscreen. All
Damn.
it takes is a raindrop to hit off.
Oh god, my ears.
We're creating an undertow. Like I said, this rain, it probably won't last long. It hasn't rained heavy like this all day. Why did it have to do it now?
God is on our side. Fuck off, human.
Just about done on this side. Yep, I'm gonna be soaked.
No
Surprised
shit.
the camera didn't shut off yet. I bet that rain sounds nice.
You should collab with him. I don't see this guy doing a collab with anyone ever. And I'll be honest, I am not in the mood. I could not do what he does. I mean, doing this right now, sure, you teleport me there, you give me the rain boots, by all means. But it's probably, what, a 3-hour drive
the rain is
to this
already
place?
stopping. I told you.
3-hour drive
just
back? I'm
on
good.
and off all week long.
Probably
It's
5
beneficial.
hours
It's
of
nice
fucking
and cold
culvert
out.
research.
Doesn't dry up. Really good for the stressed out forest after years of drought. Look at that undertow. It's almost already clogged the other side again. Just for people who may say, why are you throwing it back in when the grate collected it? It's a beaver grate, so they don't build it in the middle where it's almost impossible to get it out of there.
Motherfucker's fighting voices in his head. No, I was curious. Really? I mean,
At least it's not stinky anymore.
you throw it over and it does its job. It's just...
It was just the mud, maybe beaver poop mixed in with it. The water doesn't smell.
Really?
It's discolored from all the rotting trees and leaves, other debris in here.
Well, I have the grate.
At least the undertow is slowing down now that we got all sides.
I think it makes it harder to build a dam for the
open.
beavers.
Now
Okay,
there's
explain
a limit
why.
to this. I could go at this for an hour. The undertow will just keep bringing more. Once it gets to a certain level is when we stop.
Like, you can find videos of him
See how
unclogging
there's not
culverts
really
that don't
much
have these
noticeable
bars.
current
Those
since
beaver
it's
dams
coming
are
in from all
crazy.
sides at the moment. Wow, I don't even have to go inside. A little bit of debris in there just let loose. Thought I was going to have to do it. I must have touched something on the outside that was going through, and it all just let go. The rain is just about stopped. It's just sprinkling now. Whoa! I just let a rock go through. You heard it banging against the pipe? I always love the ones up in the mountains that we unclog. When we let it go, there's so many rocks that got sent down the mountains, places that get flash flooding. Flash flooding, and you usually need big hills or big areas of non-porous ground, which neither of them really exist in Massachusetts unless you go into the hill towns. New Hampshire and the Katahdin area of Maine have some of that, but unless you're out west where you got non-porous soil and mountains everywhere, it's really not a concern. I'm a little dirty now. We only got one more area today to check. Then I can change into dry clothes.
All right.
Good.
Damn, that balance.
We're all good.
Ooh.
That looks pretty nice. Here's what the beaver rack looked like before. And here's what it looks like now.
Nice editing post.
Just about clear, except a little bit of debris that's clogging it, just floating over. Not a huge deal. It won't even accomplish 10% of what there was. And you see, not a big deal on the other side either. Right there where that semi-beaver dam is, that looks like a horseshoe, that was about a half a foot under capacity, and now it's temporarily filled back up. Here's what that looked like before.
Hang on.
And here's what it looks like after. Down below us, not really a big difference. Here's what it looked like before. And here's what it looks like after. You see, we didn't have a big blockage, but it's all about preventative maintenance. This structure, if they didn't have this structure, the beaver would likely plug the end of the pipe, which is like a quarter of the work for them. A bigger rack, it spreads it out, so they have to bring more debris over to get their pond level up. Without this rack, they could also build in the middle, where it's almost impossible to get to, especially if it completely blocked it. Too dangerous to do by hand, completely blocked, and you need an excavator to grab onto like a telephone pole or something and ram it. Once you ram it with that kind of water pressure, it would just slide out the other end. And in this situation, even if they did plug it up a lot and a big storm came, it could pour over the top before it would go across the road. But it should never get to that point in the first place. And I see a rack out there. This water's never been this clear before. I've never seen that rack underneath there. I have seen those poles, and we've also unclogged at times. Even that old stump has been underwater. And it looks like that giant white pine tree right there. It looks like evidence that maybe a decade or two ago, that was even cut down by beavers the way it looks. Because I doubt someone could cut it down with an axe. So yeah, this is why beaver structures are important. Without this preventative maintenance, a dirt road like this could easily wash out. All it takes is a little trickle to start going over the top from it backing up, and it'll easily erode and maybe take out the whole thing. A dirt road, especially any road, is not meant to be a dam, and it could cause water seepage underneath, making sinkholes, and suddenly it just pushes out, or someone driving by or walking by falls into a sinkhole. I want to show you. Let's zoom into that thing.
It's crazy that he remembers
See what I
things
mean?
about
From
each culvert
there
he
to
visits.
down to here.
Oh yes, I've never seen that far down this
that,
specific pond.
Because from the top of it, zoomed in a little far,
like 50,000 different culverts he knows about.
Now you can see it a little better. If you look here up on the top to here, it's slanted because that was a really big tree.
Okay.
I think that may have been the beavers.
Of course.
Yeah, I am pretty soaked, but just give it a half hour. I'll pretty much dry off just from having the fan in here running. All right, that was a pretty fun one. Nice out now. Just a little bit of rain made the area already cooler. Going down the road now. Nice. Thanks for watching, everybody. And have a great day.
Okay. I mean, how long is this outro? Jeez Louise. Fuck it. Did he forget to turn it off? Alright.